Caitlin Clark announces major decision about 2025 season. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark announced she will sit out the remainder of the 2025 season after injuries plagued her season. "I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season," Clark shared via social media on Thursday, September 4th. "I spent hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling. I want to thank everyone who had my back through all the uncertainty." With just 3 games remaining in the season, the Fever are desperately trying to hang on to the 8th seed in order to clinch a playoff spot. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. "The way the fans continued to show up for me and for the Fever brought me so much joy and important perspective," Clark continued. "I am so proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year. Now it's time to close out the season and claim our spot in the playoffs." Clark has been struggling with a groin injury and has played since July 15th. Earlier this season, Clark also dealt with multiple soft tissue injuries to her left quad and left groin. Earlier this week, Fever coach Stephanie White told reporters the team was hopeful for Clark's return. "She's working as hard as she can to make sure that she is coming back, or is capable of coming back," White said. "Again, I think the long-term viewpoint of her health and wellness is the most important thing." This story was originally reported by Men's Journal on September 5, 2025, where it first appeared in the sports section. Add Men's Journal as a preferred source by clicking here. The news didn't come with the fanfare of confetti cannons or a dramatic ESPN special, but for the basketball world, it might as well have. Caitlin Clark, the name that had become synonymous with impossible range, fearless leadership, and record-shattering nights, finally broke her silence about her 2025 season. The backdrop was fittingly modest. A press room in Indianapolis, bright white walls lined with Fever logos, a table with microphones, and Clark herself in a sharp blazer that contrasted with the casual ponytail she had worn so many times on the court. Cameras flickered, the low murmur of media filled the room, and then she leaned into the mic. "I've thought long and hard about what's best for me, my teammates, and the future of my career," she began, her voice steady but threaded with emotion. "And today, I'm ready to share my decision about the 2025 season." Silence fell. Would she step away for rest after the whirlwind of a rookie season? Would she prioritize the Olympics? Would she double down on a Fever team still learning how to grow around her generational talent? Everyone leaned in. The road to this moment. To understand the magnitude of the decision, one must rewind to the journey that led here. Caitlin Clark's rookie season with the Indiana Fever had been unlike anything the WNBA had ever seen. She entered the league not just as the #1 pick, but as a cultural phenomenon. Her college years at Iowa had transformed arenas into sellout venues, turned television broadcasts into ratings juggernauts, and ignited a nationwide conversation about women's basketball. The transition to the pros was rocky at first. Defenses were sharper, bodies stronger, schedules relentless. But Clark adapted. By mid-season, she was orchestrating the Fever offense with a blend of audacity and finesse, dropping logo threes, threading impossible passes, and pulling in a fan base that made Indiana's games must-watch TV. By the end of 2024, she had broken rookie records, lifted the Fever into playoff contention, and reignited interest in the WNBA to levels unseen in decades. But the cost was clear too. Her calendar was brutal: NCAA Final Four run, WNBA training camp, WNBA season, Olympic qualifiers, non-stop media tours, and endorsement obligations. Clark's every step was shadowed by cameras, her every game scrutinized by millions. And while her competitive fire burned as bright as ever, fatigue and pressure inevitably crept in. So when she announced she would reveal her plans for 2025, speculation ran wild. The decision. Clark took a deep breath, and the words came. "For the 2025 season, I've decided to commit fully to the Indiana Fever and to the WNBA. No taking a year off, no stepping away. This is where I want to be, and this is where I believe women's basketball is ready to take its biggest step forward." The room erupted. Some expected she might limit her WNBA schedule to prepare for international play. Others feared burnout would push her toward a sabbatical. But Clark's choice was definitive. She wasn't going anywhere. "This league gave me a platform, and the fans gave me more love than I could have imagined," she continued. "Now it's my turn to give back, to build, to compete, and to fight for a championship here in Indiana." What it means for the Fever. The Indiana Fever were no strangers to glory. A decade earlier, Tamika Catchings had delivered them a championship and established a standard of toughness. But the years since her retirement had been lean: lottery picks, rebuilds, constant searching for an identity. Clark's arrival had changed everything. Suddenly, the Fever were back in national conversations. Merchandise sales skyrocketed. Young fans wore number 22 jerseys in schools across Indiana and beyond. And for the first time in years, the Fever's home court pulsed with energy. With Clark reaffirming her commitment, the Fever's front office could plan boldly. Surrounding her with the right pieces, rebounding, defense, veteran leadership, suddenly felt urgent and attainable. The message was clear: Indiana wasn't just building for the future, the time to win was now. A broader movement. Clark's decision carried weight beyond Indianapolis. For decades, women's basketball players faced tough choices: chase WNBA dreams for modest salaries, or head overseas to earn exponentially more. Many stars balanced both, playing nearly year-round and risking injury and burnout. But the landscape in 2025 was shifting. Thanks in large part to Clark's popularity, WNBA ratings were booming, sponsorships flowing, and salaries rising. Her presence had proven that women's basketball could command mainstream attention without compromise. By choosing to commit solely to the WNBA season, Clark sent a message: the league was no longer a stepping stone, it was the destination. "This is bigger than me," she said. "It's about showing little girls that they can dream of playing in the WNBA and know it will be worth it. Not just emotionally, but financially, professionally, in every way that matters." The human side. But it wasn't just business. Clark admitted the decision wasn't easy. She had thought about rest, about family, about the toll of a schedule that hadn't let her breathe in nearly 3 years. She had thought about legacy too, what it meant to be remembered not just as a scorer, but as someone who moved the game forward. What tipped the scale, she revealed, were conversations with her teammates. "I sat down with Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Nalissa Smith. We talked honestly. They told me what it meant to have me here, to build this together. And I realized, this is family. I can't walk away from that." Her voice cracked slightly, the weight of loyalty shining through. Reaction from the basketball world. The ripple effects were immediate.